Good morning. It is 6:09 a.m. on Friday, October 25th, 2019. I'm Christiana Ellis and I just got up. This is 5 more minutes. So, I went out to dinner with coworkers yesterday. Some coworkers that I see every day and some that I don't see very often. It was a nice dinner. We went to a little restaurant bar in Cambridge that was, to my tastes, just the right amount of pretentious. I was actually thinking about it, and we pretentious is generally a word that is considered a pejorative word, right? Like when you call something pretentious, you're usually not saying that as a good thing. But I will say that I actually do appreciate a little bit of that, at least, because it tends to dovetail with places that are just trying to do a thing and they care about it, right? Like, maybe I should just not call that pretentious. But basically, what I'm talking about is the sort of place that has, uh, you know, reimagined classic food, like, oh, it's like the McDonald's filet of fish sandwich except fancy. That sort of thing. Cocktails that have weird ingredients just because, and that sort of thing. I mean, it's not an everyday, but I enjoy that from time to time. One of the things that they also had there, though, was a raw bar, like where you can get oysters. And I hadn't had those in a while. And what a weird food those are, right? I mean, like, the whole thing of like, well, how did people ever decide we could eat those? Is like, well, when we had to hunt and seek out our food every day, you're maybe less choosy, for one. And also, you see birds eating them. So, like, but at the same time, it is such a weird experience eating them because, in general, like the way you eat them is almost like to try to make sure you don't taste them very much. And yet, the overall experience, like with the right little condiments in there, so good. Ah, I missed them. I was feeling like it was going to be good, and then when we had them, I was just like, yeah, oysters, man. So yesterday, though, I also did receive two miniature figurines that I had made at a website called Hero Forge. This is not sponsored or anything, but two of the characters that I play in games run by others, I decided that it would be fun to make them. Now, I had actually been using the website at Hero Forge to kind of just make little custom 3D, images of these characters just as a visualization tool before, but I decided to actually buy them, and so I'm gonna switch to a different camera so you can see these two little folks. So this one is Hildegard, aka Mumbles, aka Sparkles, aka whatever you want to call her. She is a gnome artificer. You see, she got a wrench there. I'm just trying to move her so you can actually see various little potions and gizmos. She has not one but two pairs of goggles. Holding this little potion that's spilling out. Um, she is very silly. She speaks with a bad Scottish accent. And yeah, she's very silly. This is Avaloki Tesvara, who is, they are somewhat gender fluid. They're an Eladrin, which they can actually change both their gender and they're like, they have seasons like spring, summer, fall, winter. That they change after every long rest. And they're an elven blade song, blade song Blade Dancer. I can't remember the name of my own subclass. Wizard. So you see they got the sword and the book and everything, and they're very cool. And so, yeah. So I've never really done many painting before. So I've considered whether it's worth trying to do that just for fun. I've looked up some little tutorials, and it seems like it's like obviously I wouldn't do an expert job on the first try, but I don't know, it might be a fun thing to learn, but it's also just one of those things where it's just like a rabbit hole. You could fall down so deep. Anyway, I've got to go ahead and finish getting ready for work, so I'll leave it there for now, but I will talk to you all tomorrow for 5 more minutes.